Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Shelly, and I live in Central Florida. I'm 63 years old, and my Shelly's hot topic of the day today is gonna be, do we really favor one or two of our grandkids over our other grandchildren? And this is an interesting topic to me because I feel like, and I've seen it. I'm sure you've all seen it. Like, I have blatantly seen favoritism from grandparents from one kid to the next. Like, I've seen it. And so I thought to myself, do I do that, right? Like, you question yourself. Like, when you see stuff like that, you start questioning yourself. Like, do I do that? And the reason I say that is when my grandson was born, he's 13 now, but when he was born, I was out of my mind. I just could not wait to be a grandma. They call me Maymay. I could not wait to be a Maymay. My daughter, when she told me she was pregnant, I was really hoping for a girl. I was like, I want a granddaughter, I want a granddaughter. I have daughters, my husband has daughters. So yeah, I was team girl. Well, as all you grandmas know, that little boy popped out and I was gone. I was in love of my life. I was with him all the time, couldn't wait to be with him. My daughter would say, oh, I'm sick. Oh, darn, give me the baby. Like, I just could not get enough of him. And it was a whole new experience for me and my husband, right? He had girls, I had girls. So my grandson, we're doing race cars and Spider-Man, and all this is really new because I was doing Disney princesses and girl stuff. So when he was born, it was amazing, and it was just him for 4 years. So actually before that, my daughter and my grandson's father split up. They're co-parenting and everything's fine, but they split up. So my daughter, she meets someone, and she's now with her husband, and they have a daughter. So my granddaughter's born. She is 4 years younger than my grandson. Great. So I was excited. I was thrilled to have a granddaughter. I was so excited to have a granddaughter because I have all girls. I was like, oh, I know how to do the girl thing. So I got girls. So my granddaughter was born. She is absolutely perfect. She's tough like her mommy. She's pretty. She's cute. She's smart. And there's no bias there, by the way, not because she's mine. But she is. She's apple of our eye. We adore her and we love her so much. Well, I did notice that when my granddaughter came along, this is the first episode we have of you're favoring one over the other. We were taking our grandson, on like this safari type thing. Like you're in this this bus, you're bouncing around and you're looking at all these animals. And it was gonna be really cold that day. I remember it was in October, November. It was like October. Probably the back end of October, coming up for Halloween. So we're gonna take him on this little safari thing. There's no windows in this Jeep type bus thing. And it's us, me, my husband, and his other grandparents. And we're taking our grandson. So my daughter's like, oh, you're taking the baby, right? I'm like, no, I don't want to take the baby on this on this bus, and in fact, I didn't even realize it had to be said. Like, I didn't realize I even had to tell her, like, no, I'm not getting the baby on a bus. Like, I thought she would have just realized that, but she didn't. I mean, no, she just didn't know. She thought we were taking the baby, and I said no. And I think she felt some type of way about that. In fact, she said she felt some type of way about that. I chalked it up to postpartum, or, sometimes when you have a new baby, you just kind of, you want that break. You just want the kids out of the house. And I kind of chalked it up to that. But I saw that lingered on and on. Like, that narrative kept going. Like, if I ever wanted to take him somewhere and not the baby, my granddaughter, oh, you love him more, not love him more, but you do more with him, and you care more about him, and you favor him, and and it's just not true, right? I mean, for me anyway, it wasn't true, because to me, you have one is 12, one's 8, one's a girl, one's a boy. You do things, you know, me and my grandson, we love Stranger Things. We love horror movies. As you can see my blanket back here, I'm a horror movie junkie. I love scary movies. And my granddaughter is, you know, she wants to do my nails and she paints my toenails and she does my hair and we do girly stuff. So, and you know, it's different. It's a different dynamic with each child. It's not loving one more or less than the other. It's not even loving them different. Like you love them the same. You love them both so much, but you do different things with each one. And I do feel like, you know, sometimes kids need more attention, right? Grandparents, our lives are a little slower, and we can sit back and see that maybe this child is maybe sick more often, or just feeling down, or not feeling good about themselves, and maybe grandma or grandpa gives them a little more attention, or whatever the case is. And it doesn't mean you love the other one any less. It means, hey, you know, grandma's picking up that this one needs a little more right now. And it could be either one, right? At any given time. And I think that's what happens. I think that maybe parents think, oh, you know, you love this one more or that one more, or you do more for this one. And that's not really true, right? But I hate when that narrative is pushed, because then it's like, you almost feel held hostage. Like, well, you can't have this one if you don't take that one. And if you don't take that one, you can't have this one. It's like, and I think that's a mistake. I think we need to have alone time with one child and alone time with the other child, times as a family all together. And I think it's all equally as important. And, you know, I don't think my daughter in particular believes I love one more than the other. But boy, I'll tell you, that little one, you know, oh, well, if it was him, you would do it. And if it was, you know, and she picks up on that, right? She's like, man, let me push those buttons for Maymay. You know, it's like, no, it's not going to work. You know, Maymay loves you. So, but I was just curious, like, does anyone else go through that? Like, do you go through that, you know, that kind of, well, you love that one more, you do more for this one than that one, and that kind of thing. I try to keep it a very tight balance. Like, you know, Christmas, I spend $300 on one. I make sure to spend $300 on the other one. I try to make it a balance, but it's hard, right? One's a boy, one's a girl, one's 13, one's 8, one's, you know, and it's a real fine line. But anyway, so that was my thought on that. So I was wondering if any of you have gone through that or have experienced any of that stuff, and what your thoughts are. Like, you still going through it? How do you deal with it? I think my daughter knows I love my babies, and they have to know that, right? Our kids know that. And it's just, I think it's an important topic. I think it's important to especially as grandparents, like, we don't ever want our kids to think that we love one more than the other one, you know, with our kids or grandkids or anything, right? So that's my big story of the day. That's my hot topic of the day. So let me know what you guys think, and I will see you next time.